good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you wherever and whenever you are joining us. Welcome to our latest edition of What Caught My Eye, or WCME Sports. As always, I'm joined by the boy Stephen Vesci and the man Stephen Comlow.
What up?
I am, of course, your host, the coach Nick Vesci. If you're new to our show, we like to think of our show as the sports show for sports fans about sports. We like to focus on what happens inside the lines of competition rather than the TMZ-like nonsense that unfortunately encapsulates so much of our sports rhetoric nowadays. Now, before we get into our top catch for the evening, just a reminder to follow us on all of our social media. That's on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitch, Snapchat, Threads. Did I miss any? I think that's it.
Did you get all that?
Yeah. At UCME_sports. Our episodes drop every Wednesday at noon on Spotify, YouTube, and iHeartRadio. And all that information can be found on our website, UCMEsports.com. Now, without further ado, we get into our top catch for this week. And it's going to be the Open Championship, formerly the British Open. Because that's what it was called.
Is it because, is it called the Open now because they opened it up to Northern Ireland?
I think that has something to do with it. I think it also had to do with back in the day. You know, this is the original major, right? Back in the day, this was the Open, right? So it's hearkening back to that. But I do think the fact that, because it was played at Royal Portrush in Northern Ireland this year. It was played there 5 years ago when Shane Lowry run 2019, 6 years ago. And before that, though, it hadn't been played since, I think, the 50s in Northern Ireland. So I think what it is
part of it.
A combination of the things, yes. But yes, the Open Championship, the last men's golf major of the year, the last major thing before we get to the Tour Championship and the Ryder Cup in the fall. Again, played at Royal Portrush in Northern Ireland. Should be no surprise to any golf fans, but Scottie Scheffler won again. Some things to put this in perspective, because he ran away with it. It really wasn't close. At one point, he was up by 8 during the final round, and it shrunk back. His margin of victory was only 4 strokes, but it felt much more than that watching it, right? It's Scottie's 4th career major. He now has won 3 legs of the career Grand Slams. He's got 2 Masters victories. He won the PGA Championship earlier this year and now the Open. This stat, I'm sure you saw this. I thought this was so wild. It took Scottie the same exact number of days, or 97 days, between winning his first major and winning his 4th major. That's the exact same number of days it took Tiger to win his first major to his 4th major.
Yeah, it's eerie.
Eerie, right? Scottie's the 4th golfer ever to win the Open while carding 68 or better in all 4 rounds. Colin Morikawa did it a couple years ago. Henrik Stenson in 2016, which was one of the best Open performances ever. And Jesper Parnevik in 19 hat. Remember we talked about that?
Yeah.
Jesper.
Yes,
boy.
yes.
Okay, you right. We blew your mind before. Let's blow your mind again.
Jesper Foss?
No, too fast for you. Scottie's the first player ever to win each of his first 4 majors by 3 shots or more, which is crazy. He's the 3rd golfer ever to win multiple majors by 4 or more strokes in the same calendar year. So he won 2 majors this year. Each major he won was by 4 or more strokes. Only 2 other people did it. Ben Hogan in 1953 and Tiger Woods in 2000. In the last 2 years, here are some of the things that Scottie has won. So in 2024 and 2025, Scottie has won the Players' Championship, the Masters, an Olympic gold medal, the Tour Championship, the PGA Championship, and the Open. Literally, the only things that he hasn't won in that time was the U.S. Open and the Ryder Cup, which will be coming up here in the fall. I think that literally encapsulates everything. So pure dominance. It kind of begs the question, is he officially in Tiger Woods territory?
Yes. Because at this point it's him or the field. That's the only reason why I would say that. Like when you're picking players for these events, these majors or whatever, you're gonna pick Scottie Scheffler or the field. That's
definitely the talk amongst anyone that discusses golf and golf tournaments, and it doesn't matter whether it's a major or a signature event or whatever's going on a particular weekend. It's Scottie versus the field. I think like resume wise, yeah, I think they're in the same conversation. They're in the same realm, but like persona, no.
Who gives a shit about?
I do.
Results matter. Results is the only thing that matters.
Results matter, but like, you know, I think like this would be like this is golf's version of like prime Kobe versus prime Jordan, prime LeBron versus prime Jordan. You know what I mean? Like, I think this is golf's version of that.
Well, yeah. Well, the reason for that is because they overlapped, just the way Jordan did with LeBron, where they kind of backed up to each other, and you really thought, oh, we'll never see another player that could possibly be as good as Michael Jordan for a while, but just so happened that person existed right when he was done. It's the same thing here with Tiger and Scottie. So I heard some of the guys talk about it, like we didn't think we'd see someone get even close to what Tiger did for a while, but yet here's Scottie, because there's so many like parallels to it, the number of victories, the margin of victory, the diversification of victories. It's not like he's just like winning one type of event in one type of location and just saying, I have like, not like the Nadal of the world where I have 12, 13, whatever it is, French Opens, where I'm winning all these things on clay. He's winning in all these places, all these countries, all these different things. So against all different competition in different conditions.
I also think that another like key difference, and this is going to be purely hypothetical, but like Tiger persevered and kept going, and in some facets is still competing. Whereas like realistically, I could see Scottie Scheffler just one day saying like, I'm done.
Yeah, but but why does that take away from his accomplishments? Like,
I'm not saying it does. I'm not saying it does. I'm not saying it does, but like it's
that.
I'm not saying it does, but like if we're talking like goats,
Tiger's
things, Jordan, I think.
Well, you still have a long ways. You have a long ways to go to catch Tiger.
What do you think the over under is for majors for Scottie and his?
I'm sure right now, if you had to bet, it's around what Tiger has got.
18.5.
Tiger has 15.
No, but like I'm saying, like
Jack Nicklaus says 18. Doesn't he?
But like a lot of people are saying at the pace he's going, if Scottie plays for like 10, 11 more years, he hits 19.
Yeah, but that was the pace Tiger was going. If he played for that long, he should have like 30. You know.
Yeah.
So that the one key.
Oh yeah, I mean, like you said about like Rory, about Jordan. Like there's so many people who sparked up early, and everyone was like, "Wow, how great are they gonna be?"
Not like Tiger though, and I will say that's the one cautionary thing here is Scottie's doing things that we haven't seen since Tiger. All those great players that you could mention, like you said, Rory, Jordan, Spieth, Brooks, Koepka. All these guys that we've seen who've once strung together like good runs. Padraig Harrington had a great run in a couple years.
Yes, he did.
Right? He ran like 3 majors in 2 years. Those guys never even sniffed what Tiger was doing. Scottie is the only one who's sniffing it. Now, the one thing to keep in mind is Tiger was so much like no one was even close to Tiger. And so is Scottie at that level where no one is even close to him? Because it's still like you said, it's now where it's him versus the field, but is the field at least sniffing him? Because the field was not sniffing Tiger, and Tiger pit against some Tiger dudes like the Ernie Els, Vijay Singh, Prime Phil, right there, some really legit incredible golfers Tiger played against, but it was still he was here, and everyone else, no matter how good they were down here.
I mean, Tiger felt like there was
some drama.
Nolan Ryan pitching against Babe Ruth era players, like that's what Tiger felt like. He was so far ahead of everyone else, and because of his greatness and everything, the world of golf like made a push to get better. Like the level of talent now is never.
Well, the training.
Tiger changed his swing like what 5 times in his career,
but he's like more than that. But like the biggest thing
legitimately took the game to another level single handedly, and that's why like you can almost look at Scottie and go, with all of these, like all the training, everyone pouring their heart and soul into golf and to do what they're doing, and then Scottie's still dominant. Like, that's incredible.
The thing that Tiger gets credit for, or doesn't get enough credit, in my opinion, is he changed the way these guys trained and worked out and conditioned. Like, you're not because back in the day, right, they would make the joke, and Happy Gilmore won of, he's like, playing golf, got to have a fat
goofy pants and a fat ass.
Yeah, goofy pants and a fat ass. That's no longer the perception or the case anymore with these guys. These guys, you have to be in shape, because what Tiger showed the world is that this sport, if you want to maximize how well you play it,
you have to train like a professional athlete.
Yes, you can't just be out there. Yes, John Daly is a god, but
he's the exception.
He's the exception. Like you can't, and that was the more or less the rule of like a lot of these guys are kind of like looking like John Daly or out there, goofy pants, fat ass type of stuff. You should ask my accountant. Probably a great golfer. Huge ass.
Mm-hmm.
And Tiger changed that. And so all these guys you're seeing, and especially Scottie, you could say Scottie owes Tiger for that. Because who knows if Scottie would be doing as well as he is if that wasn't the precedent set that this is how you have to train to succeed in this sport. I think it's fair to make some comparisons to Tiger because he is easily the best player in the sport.
I mean,
think
you read a stat where it was literally identical to Tiger.
Identical, right? He needs a few more dominant runaway things. Like he needs to complete the career Grand Slam, get that U.S. Open, and maybe a couple more victories where it's like
next year is a good
together
course for him to do it too. U.S. Open's at Shinny next year.
Because the thing with Tiger too is he would string together runs, or he'd win like 4 events out of like 5, right? And Scottie's done that. Scottie needs to get a little bit more, maybe another year. That it doesn't have to be that much more, like another year of it, and then you can say, okay, he's in the league, and no one else since Tiger was in that league. No one else before Tiger was.
Until
like
other
you get to Jack Nicklaus.
Tiger comparison too with him is mentally he's head and shoulders above everyone else.
Yeah, he's not wavering.
You're now seeing like if Scottie's name on that leader is if his name is on that leaderboard, everyone else is going to fall apart.
I barely watched on Sunday. A, because of the time difference, but B, because I saw the leaderboard at the end of Saturday. And like Tess and I were at X Golf up in Fredericksburg, and I was like, they had it on up there, and I was like, oh, Scottie's got this in the bag. Yeah. And like we saw him finish up his 18th hole, and she was like, why isn't everyone going crazy? I thought Scottie won. I was like, no, they got to play tomorrow. She was like, wow, that's right, it's Saturday. And I was like, yeah, but it doesn't matter. Yeah. Scottie doesn't give those leads back.
No, that's the thing. I think is. No one really collapsed around Scottie, right? Because I believe that the second place Harris English, I think, finished at minus 13. I think when Shane Lowry won here 6 years ago, he finished at minus 12, right? So all those guys who were between minus 13 and like minus 10, they played well enough to win that championship. Just Scottie, like you said, he wasn't gonna beat himself, and that's the only time Tiger lost is if Tiger beat himself. Like
even with the double shot out of the bunker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did that just to see if he could feel something.
I feel like the same thing. I
feel like he was like, feelings again. You remember feelings?
I'm invincible. Let me go for it here. And caught the lip and came back in and went, oh, okay, that's right. Golf is so hard.
Yeah, I mean he's unreal. And I mean, like, if we want to like speculate on his future, I think there's 2 things that could stand in his way. Whereas I think there's a lot of things that stand in the way of the rest of the field. Whereas like you look forward a couple of years, these different tournaments are going to start requiring people use these like rolled back golf balls. Well, Scottie's already not a bomber, so it's not really going to affect him too much. But I think the 2 things that stand in his way are, I worry about his ankles with the Scheffler shuffle on his swing. And I worry about, not worry, but like I honestly think there's a real possibility that like if him and his wife are blessed enough to keep having kids, I think one day I have all the money in the world. I'm a dominant golfer. I don't want to miss baseball games and recitals and practices. You know, I'll show up at Augusta National every year for the Champions Dinner, play 4 days, and then I'll go back to my ranch in Texas. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
kind of like Rocky.
Yeah. There's no air up on Mars, Rock.
I mean, there's no air for them
either. Yeah. Yeah, Scottie plays the Mars Open.
No, I do want to point out though that like these were some of the same conversations that were had when Tiger was in his prime, and that was well, what's going to stand? Nothing's going to stand in his way. He's got his family, his kids. He's in a good place, and then the absurdity of what followed that. I mean, I remember exactly where I was when the whole thing happened, where his wife chased after him with the golf club, and he crashed the car into his gate. I know exactly where I was sitting at our grandparents' house, at the little table they have in their kitchen, watching their little kitchen TV in the corner go on Thanksgiving. Like, what in God's name is happening, right? Mm-hmm. And up until that point, there had been nothing that suggested this was even possible, right? Nope. And now you see all the surgeries that Tiger's had, all the horrible accident got in where he snapped his leg almost clean off. A couple of DUIs for being on painkillers from all the surgeries, right? All these things happen. He still was able to come back, win the 2019 Masters, but, you know, people, after he'd won his 4th major, were sitting there saying, oh, this guy's going to win 30s. He's unstoppable. Yeah. There's nothing that's going to stand in his way. So life happens. Not to suggest that Scottie Scheffler's going to start cheating on his wife with random bimbos and ripping, lines of coke in the bathroom.
Well, Scottie is already a jailbird.
Yeah. I mean, he's got that going for him.
If anything, that's a deterrent. It's a motivator to stay on the straight and narrow.
System works.
Scared straight.
But,
You
not
want
to
a
say
peanut
any of
butter and
those
jelly
things that happen,
sandwich?
but it's just life happens. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know. So
That's fair.
enjoy it while it's lasting.
By the way, going back to his swing though, you're talking about his ankles. He only does that on balls that he needs to hit, like try to hit far. His other shots he's controlled. Everything with his feet is like if he's ripping a 3-wood or driver that he's like trying to send, then he'll do the Scottie shuffle or whatever, which is literally a baseball player doing a scissor kick. Like Mike Trout has been doing it his entire career. Never had
Gary
ankle
Sheffield,
problems.
I think, was a little.
A lot of
similar.
guys do it in baseball. It's just a way to generate power and get your body moving forward. But I think as he gets older, that swing might change a little bit so he doesn't hurt his back. But he's got every shot in the book right now, and his irons. That's something that I don't think will change because he doesn't do the shuffle.
His
on that.
recovery, his ability to recover.
His iron, like the greens in regulation. I think that was the talk of like that course because fairways hit was a stupid stat, and they said it on the like broadcast. They were like, fairways hit is a dumb stat because you can hit the ball straight down the middle and it just rolls through the fairway into the first cut and you're still in great position.
Yeah.
Like fairways hit is a dumb stat, but greens in regulation is a great stat. I think he was like 78% or something. Like he was the best on every par 3. He was -6 on the par 3s, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm. That's
ridiculous. He's hilariously good at golf.
He was also, I think, like golf analytics for this tournament were saying like they give you like the percentage chance of this putt going in, which I think is kind of crazy, but whatever. But I think at one point he was like 8 for 9 for putts that were 20% or less, something stupid like that. Whereas like I think like they like juxtaposed it next to like Xander, and he was I think like 1 of 5 for like putts that had like a 30% chance,
which would be 20%. Yeah,
but like for like 30% of like if he had like 5 putts that had like a 30% chance of going in, and he was like 1 for 5. So I mean, golf is hard. Golf is hard, and sometimes the shots that you think you're gonna drain, I just don't go.
Yeah, if he's on with his putter, it's game over because he does everything else so well.
And he had some big time putts.
Yes, he did.
Especially the final 2 rounds.
I'm a little disappointed with him for not staying there, getting a pint at the Harbor Bar and having a little Guinness.
Maybe he doesn't want to.
He doesn't, which is
or maybe his wife was like, "Here, take the baby. You played golf for 5 hours on Sunday. God damn it!
You have fun.
I hope you have fun. How much did you drink? What's for dinner?
Are you making nachos? What is this?"
Maybe that's why he didn't go to the Harbor Bar.
Because I mean, the people I
mean, he's a family man. He was ready to walk away from Augusta National if he got the call.
Well, you have to. But the local interviewers, the local media or whatever, was asking him like, "Oh, you're gonna explore the town now? Like, yeah, you just won. Like, go explore the town, have some fun." They're like, "No, we're going right back to Dallas." Like, that kind of sucks.
Why can't he do what he wants to do?
He can do whatever he wants.
It's my trophy now. Screw you guys. I'm going home.
I just would have loved to have had. I wanted a Guinness for him.
Well, you could have drank one, pussy. All right, anything else to add before we move on to our 3 strikes for this week?
No.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start with my first strike for this week, and I'm going to go
selfish
with Kyle Stowers from
I have no idea where Kyle
Stanford
Stowers is from.
Supposed to go to Berkeley.
You guys are get me the fuck out of here.
I was supposed to go to Berkeley.
College kids aren't stupid like Eric. I was supposed to go to Berkeley.
Yes, Kyle Stowers of the Miami Marlins, the fish down there. He's on a little bit of a heater right now. Fresh off making his first career All-Star game, formerly of the Baltimore Orioles, because, they suck.
Mm-hmm.
I had to get
organ
them in there.
donors.
Yep. Stowers became the first player in Major League Baseball history with 5 home runs, including a walk-off homer, in a 2-game span. He became the second player since 1920 with 8 hits, 5 home runs, and 11 RBIs over a 2-game span. The other one was Ty Cobb from May 5th through the 6th in 1925. Literally, he did something that hadn't been done in 100 years.
Who could forget that run?
Yeah. Right now, Stowers is batting coming into play on Tuesday. 295 with a 934 OPS, 22 home runs, and 60 RBIs. You think the the Birds could use him.
Yeah, I mean, the Birds have had so many good players. I'm pretty sure Jake Arrieta played for the Birds at one point. Kevin Gausman played for the Birds at one point. Like,
and
we don't need to do this.
Oh, we do.
I'm aware that my team are organ donors.
Suck. They don't develop.
We're habitual sellers at trade deadline.
Yeah, who's getting sold this time?
I think Adley's on the block.
Which is just the most absurd thing, right?
Absolutely
2 years
absurd.
ago, everyone was singing the praises of he's the best catcher in baseball.
I'm scared to buy jerseys. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm scared to buy jerseys.
They did it with Matt Wieters. Matt Wieters was supposed to be Adley Rutschman and
Matt Wieters, Nick Markakis. The only one that was safe to buy was Adam Jones.
But like Wieters never fully lived up to the hype. I think a lot of that has to do with the Orioles organization. Adley Rutschman's not living up to it, even though the talent's clearly there the same way it was with Wieters, and he's not living up to it. And I think this is, it's a trend. It's a pattern. It can't just be we failed on a couple guys, because everyone does, right?
I mean, their game
There's a laundry list of people that were big-time talents that did not succeed in Baltimore. And so there has to be a thought as to why are they the Cleveland Browns of Major League Baseball. That's essentially where we're at here.
Their game against the Guardians the other night was a perfect example. They jump out to an early 5-run lead and end up losing 10-5. They just can't. Their pitching sucks. They can't execute offensively. Like, they can't execute offense consistently. It's like when they, on the defensive side, they don't know how to play baseball. Their base running sucks. Like, it's hard to be an Orioles fan. God damn it! Fuck.
Bring back David Segui and Jay Gibbons juicing up in the clubhouse.
Ryan Roberts.
Like, even then, look at all the juicers they had. No titles to show for it.
Yes,
Rafael
I believe
Palmeiro.
we went through this in like the Mitchell report. They had
Miguel
the
Tejada.
most people named in it or something like that.
Where are the fucking results? Jesus Christ, we can't even roid our way to a ship.
No,
Fuck.
no, it's terrible. And
Keep
I think
calm.
that's why
Get fired up.
Keep calm. Get fired up.
It's a great ballpark, though.
I think that's
Second to none.
one of the biggest issues, though, is right. And I mean, it goes with the Pirates too.
Pirates,
great
yeah.
ballpark, but almost like they need to sell these teams. I know the Orioles just did make a sale, allegedly, I think, which was a long time coming, but it's got to be like what the Harris Group has done with the Washington football team, where they have overhauled the whole thing, and that is now a legitimately run organization.
Yes.
The Orioles are not a legitimately run organization.
They're not.
They're not. I mean, think about they're coming off these great years, and the off season, the last 2 off seasons had the ability, the money too, because they have not paying anyone because all these guys are on rookie contracts. Go spend money to get people. Right?
Instead, we
Hitting
let
costs
Corbin
money,
Burns
by the
go.
way.
Habitually,
It's hard to develop hitting.
habitually
Hitting costs
the
money.
team that spends the least in free agency signings year after year after year, and like the accountability is just nowhere to be found in the right places. Like, it broke my heart to see Brandon Hyde go after the year. He was manager of the year last year, wasn't he? Like
2 years ago.
Whatever. Like, he's still like a. It's like you somehow managed to find a diamond in the rough and follow Buck Showalter up with Brandon Hyde, and it's amazing. Brandon Hyde was awesome for the team.
Well, Buck left, I think, because a lot of this shit.
Yes, because of the front office refuses to be a front office. They're just
it's because Costanza was in his ear trying to change Tartable's swing.
Jesus. Ken Phelps.
Oh, hey, George.
That's the thing. Like,
hey, George.
Because the other issue too is it is rare to develop hitting. If you look at the best hitters in the league, look at how many of them are on their original team. There's very few of them. You can Judge, Bobby Witt, Jose Ramirez, but then you've got like Ohtani and Schwarber and Eugenio Suarez right now, right?
He's gonna get shipped.
Kyle Stowers. Look at all these guys. Kyle Tucker. These guys aren't on their original teams. Hitting normally costs money, but where teams are able to, keep themselves competitive if they're not able to spend that money like the Dodgers are, is to develop pitching, like the Brewers. The Brewers develop pitching, and they spend some money on hitting, but that's always been their knock, is they don't have enough hitting, but they develop pitching. The Orioles haven't done either of those things. They haven't spent money, and they haven't developed pitching. Despite having all of these high picks and prospects, they wait too long to bring guys up. That's been one thing I've noticed, is they waste some of these guys' best bullets in the minor leagues, and they don't bring them up when they need them. And then they don't develop them properly when they're up. That is just a clusterfuck on all sides.
So bad.
And Kyle Stowers is a perfect example. A guy they didn't give a shot because like, well, he's a little older than these guys. We'll trade him away. Who the hell did they even get for him? When him and Norby, is that who they traded?
Probably.
To Miami? Probably some
Yes.
bullshit pitcher that they don't even have on their roster. Right?
That sounds right.
Stowers is raking. I mean, he's hitting like 295 in this day and age is like the equivalent of hitting 340, 330, like 20, 30 years ago.
Trevor Rogers.
Okay, who I don't think they have anymore. I think he might be on the Brewers, to be honest. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, not keeping Corbin Burns was a mistake.
Yes.
Because, I mean, again,
easy to do.
Where the fuck is your money going? You have no one under long-term contract, essentially. Right?
Now Trevor Rogers is still there. He's
probably
really their only decent pitcher. He's a 3-1, 1.7 ERA.
But yeah, that's
yeah. I mean, it's whatever. Fuck
CF.
It. I'm pissed. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, boy.
Done yet?
Well, we're gonna move on to the All-Star Game where Stowers actually showed out and played phenomenal.
How many All-Stars did the Orioles have, by the way?
Yeah, who was
One.
the All-Star?
Ryan O'Hearn.
It was his first one too.
Yes, him starting was a joke, by the way.
Shut up.
But good for him.
He was on my like underrated players list.
Yeah, but it should have been Brent Rooker, and Brent Rooker showed everyone why it should have been Brent Rooker.
Yeah, to not have Rooker as the starter. I mean, that's one issue I have with the All-Star Game. But
I had some gripes as well.
However, I want to celebrate the All-Star Game and celebrate the week or the Monday, Tuesday of All-Star Week. Like MLB All-Star Game is the best in all of sports, and it's not even close. There's a couple of reasons for it. One is the style of play that baseball is versus other sports. You can't play an NFL game. It's impossible to do
without risking injury.
Without risking, very devastating injury,
career ending. And yes, I will say, people will be like, well, what about when Pete Rose destroyed Ray Fosse and ended his career during the All-Star Game when he ran him over at the plate? And I would say Pete Rose was an animal all to himself. He was the exception to all exceptions, right?
Yeah.
That's why we haven't seen it since, but yet the play in the game has not deteriorated.
Correct. And you also look at it, baseball is a very individual sport as well. It's pitcher versus hitter a lot of times. But the biggest thing that I think what makes the All-Star Game great is that it's player driven. We talk about player driven things. It's what makes teams better. It's what makes organizations better. All of it. It's a player driven All-Star Game to where these guys want to compete against the best. They want to see the best of the best pitching. They want to see the best hitters. They want to do all these things to prove that they belong, or to prove that, like, Paul Skeens is throwing 100 right now. I want to see if I can take him deep, right? That's the beauty of the All-Star Game. And if you look at other sports, there's no reason why the NBA All-Star Game can't be a little bit more competitive and a little bit harder.
It used to be.
And
it used to be. Yeah. You can look up highlights of like John Stockton leading a fast break, weaving through defense, and
again, player driven.
Mutombo contesting the layup on the other end, and someone slamming it home with an and one. Like, you can find highlights.
Up LeBron.
You can find those highlights.
Game. Yeah.
Right? But like you said, boy, player driven. Essentially, what happens to players in the NBA say, "Well, we don't.
I don't care about
that.
it." So we're not going. But the MLB All-Star Game, the players care, and it's great to see the new wave of players come in and not do what the NBA did. Right?
Yes.
I mean, when you open up with Skeens versus Scooble, how fantastic is that?
Yeah. And these guys just got more than one inning, though.
But you can't. You have to.
It used to be
why they do it, but like
it used to be they
more than one inning of.
It used to be those guys would throw 2 innings, and there was probably a time where they would throw 3. But
would like clubs bitch about it?
Yeah.
Because
that's, I think about the amount of rest that Paul Skeens is going to have if he throws 3 innings. Those 1 inning, less than 20 pitches, whatever. Right. Like that's a bullpen session. That's what he probably was going to do normally. So that's correct. That's where you know.
I don't mind. I don't mind the 1 inning because there's so many pitchers. There's so many arms, and there's what's also nice is that you get to see players that you haven't seen play, but you know are good.
Yeah.
That then you get to highlight those guys that, like on the West Coast, that we never get to see, or whoever's playing in a small market and that shows up for the All-Star Game and go, wow, this guy's a star.
Now, I will say one key difference, we talked about this before with like sports, is that in baseball it's so freaking hard that you can't succeed in it if you're not trying. Right? If you just go up there and are messing around at the plate,
Mail it in.
there's
You're
zero chance you can hit the ball. It's going 100 miles an hour. Whereas in basketball, you can screw around, do this, throw a hook shot,
still
be
make
caught
a shot.
and be caught for an alley oop, like all this stuff, right? You can do that in basketball. So I do think that is part of the reason that you've seen it in the NBA, where it's like, why am I can still make 12 threes in this game. Why do I need to do anything else?
Yeah.
Calf strains are on the rise, damn it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It's just the MLB All-Star Game is just such a phenomenal, it's the only All-Star game I look forward to, right?
I don't watch the other ones.
No,
I watch hockey.
It's a big
I
deal.
watched the hockey one a little bit. I watched the skills competition for hockey. The
Skills
hockey
competition,
skills stuff
correct.
is good.
Yeah, but the
The
3-on-3
game
games
okay.
or whatever, I can't do those. But the skills competition is fantastic. And obviously the NHL did the Four Nations this year, which was incredible.
Awesome. So much better than an All-Star game.
Yes, that was. But MLB is the only All-Star game that I look forward to. And it's almost like nostalgia and emotion go into it. It's such, maybe because I grew up playing baseball and I was like,
dude, lock in. What are we yawning for?
What the hell, Nick?
Fuck? No, boy.
Are you not entertained?
Right as I'm breaking this down, you're yawning.
It's history combined with present day.
In.
With modernity. It's history combined with modernity.
Yeah.
Is what it is. Because
what
it's
you
the
do
first
in life echoes in eternity.
Yeah, it was the first All-Star game, right? Baseball, I believe, pioneered All-Star game. And so a lot of the stuff that they do harkens back to like the old traditions while still maintaining, their place in the modern space that we have here.
I mean, I don't know if you heard the Austin Butler preview, the narration from Austin Butler with Rinaldi wrote it, and Austin Butler was like doing the little video to preview the All-Star game. It was fantastic. And I was like, this is
So I
tingle on your balls.
I'm all for and 100% support you in saying yes, we should celebrate the MLB All-Star Game, and I'm on board with that. I went out of my way to watch the Home Run Derby and the All-Star Game. It was awesome, so much fun to watch every year. However, I could do without the dumb jerseys they wore in the Home Run Derby. I thought those jerseys sucked hot ass.
But they did suck. But they went back to wearing their team jerseys,
and
which was huge.
I love that. But like the making the jersey specific for the Home Run Derby
they'll
is
always
baseball.
They'll always do that. They've always
I know,
that.
but I hate it. I hated those jerseys.
And you have the San Francisco Giants
are fugly
All-Star jersey, don't you? Like the Jeter San Francisco.
That's way gone. That might be in our parents' house in
Dust
the closet.
In the wind.
The orange one that was sweet.
The orange one with the bridge.
The one shirt I wore a couple weeks ago that said American on it, the teal, that was Garrett Cole from the Mariners All-Star game 2-3 years ago. So those I love those.
Those aren't going away, but this year's version was not good.
The last like little nitpicky thing I have about the All-Star game this year was that the physical field was boring. They didn't really cut any fancy designs in the grass. Like they had that one like stamp in the outfield, but like I didn't notice it until I rewatched it the next day. I was like, the outfield is just bland.
Well, Nick might be onto something. I think it had something to do with the Hank Aaron tribute, which was incredible.
Yeah, I didn't even have the sound on. I was listening to music.
I was about to go to sleep. I was exhausted. I was like, I need to go to sleep, and I'm watching it. I was like, oh, I can't go to sleep now. This is awesome.
Yeah, that was Major League Baseball got that part. If you could criticize everything else, they got that part 1,000% right. That was.
I thought they did a great job. I thought Atlanta did a great job. That was, by the way, you want to talk about a venue for an All-Star game? The Battery. I know, Nick, you haven't been there yet.
We sing that praise week after week after week. This time of year,
I love the Battery, man. It's so good. It's such a perfect.
We need to go catch a game there.
Venue, or just a sporting venue.
Yeah,
like
social
to have everything right there, and everything's walkable, open container wherever you go. Yeah, it's beautiful. I know more teams are gonna if they're building new like sites or whatever, those are going to be like that.
Yeah, I believe.
I know Wrigleyville is. They've tried to do it with Chicago. No, they have a whole section that's pretty nice.
Oh, excuse me. Utah made a push for an MLB team. Like they've, if MLB expands, MLB only has 30 teams, right?
You need a team in the South.
Yeah, so it would be Nashville and Utah, I think, is what I've heard.
Not
as
Charlotte?
The two.
I was going to say Carolina, I feel like would be prime.
Charlotte's got
Charlotte would be
the
a good one.
Knights. Well, I guess Nashville's got the Sounds. But yeah, Nashville and Utah's what I heard. But I believe Utah's proposal was to create a battery like that. Like,
I think that's what's going to be every.
Literally, like, I think it's led by the guy who owns
the Jazz and
the Jazz and the Mammoth, and
that dude's
essentially
awesome.
BYU. Yeah, he what's the company he started? When you have to do those like quizzes or like surveys for things, like the company will send out a survey. Qualtrics, I think it is. Like you have to do a survey. Like, take this climate survey for your company. You have to like
that son of a bitch.
He created that company. So all of these companies all over the world use his stuff daily. So yes, he's brilliant. But that was his thing. I think he was going to buy like this giant plot of land in Utah and turn it into that.
We're going to talk about Qualcomm.
It's a good idea. I mean, every new stadium is going to copy Atlanta. You have to.
If they have the capabilities.
If they have the capability to do it, yes. If they have the capability to do it, they'll do that.
The criticism of what Atlanta did was that it's not nowhere near the city, right? Like it's out in the suburbs.
Makes it so much better. I don't know if you've ever been to Atlanta, but it makes so much better.
No shortage of parking. There's no like sketchy areas. It's nice.
Yeah, I've driven right through, like right past Turner Field because it's like right down, like it's like pretty much downtown. I believe Georgia State is using that as their football stadium.
Really?
I want to say, yeah, they've got. I believe so.
That's pretty neat.
But it's just a horrible location. Like Atlanta's traffic is awful. Like it is the worst traffic I've ever driven in.
Well,
we're from Northern Virginia, DC area, and we've driven in Baltimore, we've driven in DC, we've driven in New York. Atlanta.
New York driving is awesome because you can do whatever the hell you want.
Atlanta.
I need
Atlanta
to go
is.
But that's the nice thing is that everyone there is just assertively accepting of what everyone else is doing. Whereas like in the South, it's like they're just like ignorant, incapable.
It's 8 lanes of
tell me about
backed up traffic with a tinted out Dodge Charger whipping through 6 fucking lanes. That's Atlanta. Yeah, it's insane, dude. And Turner Field was right downtown. You don't want the stadium there. Like I know Mercedes-Benz is downtown. They've done a really good job with that stadium, and the College Football Hall of Fame and the aquarium are all right there.
Yeah.
But
Coca-Cola Museum as well.
Yeah, where Turner Field's location was terrible.
Doing
this, it's like 20 minutes northwest of Atlanta, and it's a great spot.
Because with we'll say the difference, right? You described Mercedes-Benz, the aquarium, the Hall of Fame. Those are all indoor venues.
Coca-Cola Museum.
Yep. So you don't. Baseball needs like that aesthetically pleasing like space is what baseball gives you, right? And you don't need that necessarily for a football game, right? Every stadium is essentially the same for a football stadium, right? So you just need that spot, and you can build tailgate lots if you want. You don't even need those.
Yeah,
but you do because that's fan experience. But technically, you don't need those. All those things are inside, so they don't really need as much space. Just gotta get parking, which again, parking's not aesthetically pleasing either, right? But baseball needs like the grandeur of it. Like it needs that space, like the
R.I.P.
views.
Richmond Squirrels.
They essentially
built different things. Like it's a little bigger, the plot of land at a baseball stadium.
I mean, they essentially built a town.
Yeah,
and said here, and we're putting centered around this.
They put a one Loudon.
They put a one Loudon
in baseball stadium.
Baseball is also such a social sport. I mean, think about the pace of play, like the actions happening on the field.
Getting quicker.
But you're not screaming at grown men trying to rip someone else's head off, like you are in football. Yeah. It's a little different, right? Football games are very loud. It's hard to have a conversation with someone at a football game.
Yeah.
Whereas baseball though is that, leisurely type of thing. So you need
I love going in there to the Battery when they don't have a game. One, it's a lot easier to get a hotel.
The fun thing too is like
you just walk around and just go to like there's a bunch of different bars and restaurants. The restaurants are also very good.
And the Braves are also still very involved in that area too. Like when we were down there and we were just like bopping around the Battery, they had like team reps and the mascot walking around the Battery, and we were nowhere near baseball season.
Nice.
Yeah,
I
so
was
that
actually
kinda
there
cool.
for when they opened up the 22 season. So
Okay.
right after they won the World Series,
Hell yeah.
I watched. They had the parade come through, and I was like trying to. I think I have a picture of the World Series trophy with their manager.
That's
Did you
pretty
pour
cool.
beer on his head while you were?
Couldn't get close enough, but I
Damn
did. I did go to that game, which is pretty sweet.
That's tight.
It was also since it was like April 1st or something or whatever it was. The temperature it was like beautiful, like 70 degrees. Like everybody's in shorts and a t-shirt. I'm looking. I'm like, it's gonna drop like 40 degrees. It was like 45 degrees. Like once the sun went down and everybody was freezing, I was like,
I'll
yep,
put some
told
hair
you.
on your nuts.
Yeah.
It's like Atlanta
Speaking
still
about
does
hairy
take
nuts, Conlo, what is your?
What a transition. I want to go back. I want to go back to the Open Championship because there is some stuff that I want to touch on outside of Scottie and the Scheffler Shuffle. No, the first thing I gotta hit because I know you guys are gonna have a huge appreciation for this. Did you guys see Sergio Garcia's Tin Cup moment?
No. Did you?
No, it's earlier in the movie Tin Cup moment. No, on Sunday on the second hole, he gets pissed and snaps his driver.
Yes. Like over his
And-
leg.
Yeah, I didn't see the video, but everyone was talking about Sergio just snapped his driver. He's pissed. This is crazy. Went on to shoot a 68.
just a 7-iron.
So I thought that was pretty
Hell-
funny. Yeah. I thought that was great, and that was the headline I saw that got my attention was Sergio's Tin Cup
I hit
moment.
the 7 like
Yeah,
Daly
yeah.
hits the 3.
Yeah, chili dip the wedge.
Fan
Yeah,
the
so that was
5.
pretty good. The second thing from the Open that really, really stuck out to me, Bryson shooting a -7 to par on Sunday.
Well, I believe I saw his
54.
his last 3 rounds or last 2 rounds is like
The
the
best
best
ever.
ever.
Nuts.
His 54
And
holes are the best 54
as-
holes ever at
as
the
a-
Open.
Result of that, Keegan Bradley, captain of the U.S. Ryder Cup team, came out and said, Bryson will be on the team. He is an essential piece to help us win.
Yes.
I don't care if I have to burn a captain's pick on him. I don't care about ranking points. Bryson's on the team.
Well, I mean, it's the right move. And
100%.
my fear this whole time was if Keegan made the team and abdicated his spot as captain and like Webb Simpson or Stuart Sink took over, I believe they wouldn't take Bryson. But Keegan doesn't give a shit about the politics.
He's going to
he
Jackie
got,
Moon it.
Well, he got burned by the politics last time. He
Yeah.
should have been on the team, but instead they took these
100%.
other guys because of like the good old boy system. So he doesn't care about that. So he did this because it's smart. It's done. Stop asking the questions. He's on the team.
Yeah.
I mean, as a person who follows golf, Bryson DeChambeau is a top 5 player in the world. I don't think
Yes.
that is a stretch at all. He is
No.
arguably the best like sand player, right? He's arguably the best driver, one of the best drivers in the world. He is a top 5 player in the world. He should 110% be on that team, regardless of where he is. And the results show it, especially over the last 2 years, right? He's got a major, all these like top 5 finishes, another top 10 in a major, I think.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
he should 100% be there. It's the right move by Keegan Bradley to say it. And I think DeChambeau just showed why, that he can bounce back and is resilient. Because at 78, that was a
He
bad round. I don't know if you
consistently
watched.
shows us why.
How
I
did
don't
a
know if
great
you
ball
watched that. That was
striker
a
like
bad
you
round, and he
shoot
bounced
an
back to
83?
just yeah.
Well, I missed the putt on 18 for an 82.
Yeah, no, DeChambeau should 100% be
So
on that team.
How many spots are there?
So
I'm
there
glad
are
you bring that
12
up.
spots. 12
There-
spots, 6
Top
automatic,
6 in points qualify, and then the captain gets 6 additional picks.
and he can pick
And so-
anyone.
So with this result, there are obviously Ryder Cup implications. Harris English moves up 4 spots as a result of the Open Championship to put him into 6th place in points.
Harris
So
English.
he automatically qualifies, and as a result of that, he pushed JT, Justin Thomas, out of the 6th spot. So JT is now in the 7th spot. And then Keegan, Ben Griffin, and Colin Morikawa all moved down 1 spot each in the rankings. So we're gonna see some pretty interesting captain's picks from Keegan.
Harris English, to talk about him a little bit, this was his second major this year. He came in second place. He came in second at the PGA Championship, right? I don't know how many other people out there can say they had top 2 finishes in a major this year, besides Scottie, who won those, right? He finished second both times to him. So Harris English has been playing some good golf when it counts. But I think it'd be interesting picks because there's some guys there that I'm like, I don't know if I would want them. Like, I don't know if I trust them. Russell Henley is one. Ben Griffin's one. JT, definitely, I don't trust him because he's been so erratic. Morikawa, I don't really trust because he's been very up and down.
He's gone through like, what, 3 caddies this year?
Yeah,
He's been kind of lost in the woods. He hasn't looked like the pure iron striker we've all known him to be.
DeChambeau needs to be on that team for that reason where he's one of the only consistent people that you could say, I could play him every single round in that Ryder Cup, whatever they call it, like the groups or whatever, the things. I can play him every single time and he can be successful. You can't say that about a lot of other people, especially this year. And when you look at the European side, your boy Tyrrell is probably going to be on that team. He's been so consistent this year.
He'll be on that team.
He talked about how important it was to be an automatic.
So your 7 through 13 numbers, you have Justin Thomas, Morikawa, Ben Griffin, Keegan Bradley, who's already on the team, Maverick McNeely, Brian Harmon. Look at who's around him. He's going to pick himself to play.
I don't know if he's going to pick himself, though, because there hasn't been a playing captain, I believe, since Jack Nicklaus way back in the day.
So you're kind of waiting. You kind of want to wait for someone this week, playing captain, to be like Scheffler.
I believe this week, quietly with all the stuff that's been going on in sports, I do believe I heard Luke Donald gave his approval for the captain to be a player captain. He said, yeah, sure. And then I think in an interview, he said something like,
this is going to be to my benefit.
Yeah, this is going to, yeah, exactly. But I mean, like, Cantlay, Burns, and Wyndham, 14, 15, 16, respectively. Once you get down past, like, I guess you could say Brian Harmon, like, is a big drop-off in points, a big drop-off. So, I mean, I'm curious to see what our team's makeup is going to be because we're getting very, very close, and I'm starting to itch.
I will say what is to watch for. Just winning one tournament gives you so many Ryder Cup points, like a shit ton. So if someone comes out here and wins 2 tournaments, they're in it. They could miss the cut in every other tournament.
Yeah,
right. They could drop out of the FedEx Cup playoffs, but like that could happen, right? I believe there's only 3 tournaments left before the FedEx Cup playoffs start.
Correct.
There's some time for different guys to get points. Again, you never know, and I think that's the thing is unknown. Whereas I feel like when I looked at the top for the European side, it was knowns. It was, like I said, Fleetwood, Shane Lowry, Tyrrell, Rory,
Rahm.
Missing someone. I don't know if Rahm was up there because he hasn't accrued.
He doesn't. Points. He only gets to accrue points at majors,
and he hasn't done well. Justin Rose, I'm sure, was up there.
Rosie has to be up there,
right? I mean, you think about those guys are so steady, and if there's going to be because I believe there hasn't been a team to win on the opponent's soil in a long time. I think it's like 25 years or maybe even plus. But if you're looking at a team that can do it, it would be this European team because you look at the American side lacking proven guys, right? And unfortunately, those guys don't live. Like Patrick Reed, if he had done well this week, I think he had a shot because Patrick Reed's played very well this year in the majors.
Yeah, he has.
And done well on live. And he had a legitimate shot. He did not play well. He screwed himself there. But that's the type of guy you want on those teams. Like the agitator. He's Brad Marchand of golf. Right? I mean, think about how much those European guys hate his ass, right?
Yeah.
And that's how you throw those guys off because those European players are such steady players, and you throw them off by having an agitator like Reed going with those young, unproven guys that we may wind up having on our team. So I think those types of things hurt us. Koepka not being played terrible this year.
Hurts.
That hurts.
Himself.
That hurts. Those are the guys you need them. Even JT and Jordan, those are experienced guys. They've not played well.
No, Jordan is nowhere to be seen. Again, just
I mean, yes,
no magic.
JT's played better, but he's really only up there because he won a tournament earlier this year.
Yeah.
Right? They have not really the guys you need that are proven haven't played well. So you're going to have young guys. So if there's ever going to be a time where a traveling team can win, I think it's this European team.
And the course they're playing, I think Bethpage doesn't necessarily lend itself to a home field advantage either. Well, I really don't.
It's because here's the thing too with that. A lot of times what hurts the Americans is they go over there and play like Marco Simone a couple years ago. None of those guys on our team had ever played there.
No,
right? Even the European guys, not a lot of them played, but a decent number of them had played that course in the Italian Open. right?
Mhm.
But Bethpage, all these European guys have
Yeah.
played there, right?
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to. I think DeChambeau's gonna have to carry the team because Scottie is not a good player in that format when he's paired with someone, especially when it's alternate shot.
Yeah,
Because he's
we've
such a
talked
good.
about
We
that.
talk about such a good scrambler, right? So I almost think the captain should sit him for that round. So you need someone like a DeChambeau to carry the team. Because I looking at that, who else is Xander? Xander can, but outside of that, is there anyone else that can carry the team? I don't think so.
Anyone that can just shoulder the burden. And then last thing from the Open Championship, did you guys happen to see the penalty Lowry had to take in the second round?
I did. That was very interesting. It's the right decision, I think.
I think but I think the fact that it even had to be a discussion is a total crock of shit. I really do. The rule was instituted back in like 2013 or something. Everyone refers to it as the naked eye rule. Stevie, if you didn't see this, I'll bring you up to speed.
I saw it.
Okay, so I mean, he allegedly moves the ball with his practice swing on the 12th hole and doesn't replace it because he doesn't see it move. They approach him on the 15th hole and says, "Hey, after your round, you need to come up in the booth. We need to have a discussion."
That's the part I think is bullshit. Approach him
in the middle of his.
Yes, he finishes the round after 18. Go ahead and say it to him. But I think that's bullshit.
That's strike one. But then to extrapolate the naked eye rule, like golf is supposed to be like honor system. Right? It's supposed to be an honor system thing. And like, if it's not obvious, it's not obvious, right? We're penalizing him. 2 strokes for this is crazy, by the way.
Wild.
And they penalize him 2 strokes. And he didn't want to, like, it seemed like in his press conference, he didn't want to get into like bad mouthing the officiating, especially like when, this is the British Open, right? This is the Open Championship. It's history of golf here. And he says, I don't want people talking about me in that sort of way. I don't want people alleging that I'm cheating, so I'll take the strokes, but I do think it's kind of crazy. Like, to sit there and have to review it using ultra slow-mo cameras for 20 fucking minutes and then to still not be able to say definitively if he broke the naked eye rule is a fucking farce.
Well,
I'm more mad that it's 2 strokes. But I still think like we can't call it the naked eye rule if we're bringing all this technology into it. Let the man use his honor system.
Well, see, he didn't see it move. They overlaid the shot, and so he takes that swing, and as he's taking the swing, he looks up and he hits the ground. He has no idea that ball moved at all. So it wasn't a case of like, shit, let me go hit this, right? He had zero idea that ball moved, right? And the one thing you're referring to, Kamlo, is he didn't want to object to it or try to like argue his case, because he didn't want to be thought of as someone who's trying to go with cheating, because in golf, that is like such a big taboo thing.
It's a black mark on your permanent record. And Patrick Reed still hears about it.
Scottie Scheffler, who was in on those reviews because he was playing with him. They had to bring Scottie. I think Morikawa was the other one in that threesome. Those guys had to sit through that whole thing too. And Scottie came out and said, he was like, I give a lot of credit to Shane because he was put in such a difficult position. He's kind of like, what am I supposed to say? Because if I try to justify this or argue my case, he's like,
you end up looking like McEnroe.
Yeah, you're gonna look bad. But it was the right decision. His practice swing made the ball move.
Right. The letter of the law says it's that's the penalty or whatever.
Used to be back in the day, you could like a fan could report this shit. So they got rid of that, I believe. That like Twitter would crusade and be like, hey,
I also believe sports gambling has a lot to do with that as well.
Like, hey, I saw someone do this. I took a video of it. Here's it on. I'll email it to you, and they would like email it to these people, and they would penalize someone for that, which is kind of ridiculous.
We do a like common sense reason will prevail type of rule, because like did that really matter?
It did. It's a penalty stroke. It's the right ruling. His practice swing made the ball move.
A 2 penalty stroke?
Well, the 2-stroke penalty is the fact of, I think it's for hitting the ball
and not replacing.
Yeah, so that there's something with that.
That's where I need to have a little bit more common sense, because clearly he didn't know it moved.
Well, that's the issue. But
no
one
did.
That's
until
the issue.
We slow mode cameraed it a billion times and said, it moves this little bit. We got to make sure we penalize him. That's penalizing too now.
That's my big, like, what are we doing? And
reason will prevail.
With that, I'm ringing him up. I'm ripping the phone book. That's 3 strikes, baby.
One thing about the Open, Chris Gotterup, I believe finished third or tied for 3. and he won the Scottish Open the week before. Doing well or even winning the Scottish Open historically has not been a precursor to success at the Open. A lot of people will, like last year, Robert McIntyre won the Scottish Open, his home Open, and then I believe did not do well in the Open. So it's normally not seen as like a good litmus test, but he won that, then backed up with a top 5 finish. He, I believe, doubled his career earnings in 2 weeks over in the UK with those those 2 results, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I enjoyed watching the little bit I watched between like Friday, Saturday, and some on Sunday. He was fun to watch.
Yeah, all right, hammers the ball. Good stuff there. I mean, that's another guy. Shit, he wins one of these next 3 tournaments on the PGA Tour. That's probably a guy who'll be up there for consideration for a Ryder Cup. Anything else before we move on to our favorites?
Go ahead. I'm looking at, this is more for me. I'm looking up. Yeah, Gotterup moved up 19 spots in Ryder Cup rankings. He's 22 overall in points.
Yeah, he wins one of these. He's probably move up to like 13, 14.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Maybe even, higher.
God, I love the Ryder Cup.
So that's going to take us to our favorite segment, brought to you as always by One Legacy Title and Escrow in Jacksonville, Florida. Follow them on Instagram at One Legacy Florida and visit them at onelegacyflorida.com. That's all, no space and no other keys in there, to see how they can help you with your next house closing. One Legacy Title and Escrow, because your legacy matters. And this week we went with our favorite left-handed hitters of all time. Baseball, left-handed baseball hitters of all time, not current, not switch hitters. You got to be a left-handed hitter. Who would like to start?
I'll go. Go ahead,
Rock,
Stevie,
paper,
please.
scissors. Rochambeau.
I'll
dive for the knife.
I'll kick this one off.
Yeah.
I've got a couple honorable mentions. First one,
Jacoby Ellsbury.
No, it's not Ellsbury. Ken Griffey Jr. We're gonna put him as an honorable mention. He was never my favorite, but I feel like on every left-handed hitter's list, he's got to be somewhere on there. The smooth swing, the kid, right? I mean, every
hit
part
the
about
fucking
Griffey
warehouse.
was like, yeah, he did hit the fucking bull.
Guy gets a free steak.
Ken Griffey Jr. I'm going to put him in there as an honorable mention, and then my next honorable mention. This one is just for you, Nick. How about Trot Nixon?
Fuck you. I knew there'd be like a shit ton of stupid ass Red Sox on this list.
Let's go.
We're going Trot
Carl
Nixon.
Everett
By the way,
on there too.
Carl Everett's not on there, but Trot Nixon did actually have a very good career. He had like 4 seasons of like 20 plus home runs. He had a very solid career and a World Series champ. All right, number 5, Cleveland Indians, Grady Sizemore.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, center fielder. Forgot how great he was. I saw some clips
he
of
was.
him. I was like, oh my gosh, Grady Sizemore was awesome.
Injuries.
Yeah, unfortunately. At number 4, the big donkey, Adam Dunn.
The big hunk.
And she'll like it too.
And she'll like it too.
Adam Dunn, the former Texas quarterback. Adam Dunn, the Knicks behemoth, just hitting bombs that gets an unfair rap because he was still averaging like 250 in his career.
He was hitting 260.
Launching nukes.
Like how many guys this year are going to hit 260 with 40 home runs?
Max contract.
Yes.
I still don't think so, because they're still going to rail him on his defense.
Defensive. Nobody's beat. You have DHs now in the
Yeah, he didn't do well when he was a D.
Yeah. Number 3, incredibly handsome, incredibly rare power hitting second baseman.
Davis.
Chase Utley.
You have any idea how rare that is?
Did you write a love letter to Chase Utley?
Holy
In
shit,
many
there's
ways,
stickers.
I do love him, but it's not in the way you think. There's nothing sexual.
You'd be impressed by my speed.
Chase Utley, also one of the more unique swings, the little sawed-off swing that he had. Very unique, but also, again, power hitting second baseman. Great career for Chase Utley. Number 2, David Ortiz, one of the most clutch hitters ever.
Cheater.
And also, just to piss you off, Nick, I'm putting David Ortiz in the number 2 spot because anytime he came up, good things were going to happen for the Red Sox.
Wally. Come on, Wally.
It's not what you think.
It's not what you think, Wally.
You got to break this thing in, man.
Catcher, I never need to wear this thing.
And my number 1, I don't know. It's actually not Ted Williams.
He was right-handed.
Oh.
I believe.
Could you? All right.
No,
do
he
you
was
think you
left-handed,
would
I think.
guess this? This is someone that we.
Johnny Damon.
No, we did go. Did go to see him play. He's not on the Red Sox.
He was not on the Red Sox.
He's not on the Red Sox. We did go to see him play. He's in that, same era as pretty much all these guys.
Todd Helton.
No, give you one more.
We saw him play
We saw him play. We made
Nationals or Orioles?
We saw him play in Baltimore.
Fred McGriff?
And we made a special trip to batting practice.
Cano?
Josh Hamilton.
Come
on.
Yeah, I should have.
Come on.
Should have gotten that
Josh Hamilton, the absolute superstar that I wish he had a full career and didn't have all the off the field issues and everything, because he's one of the most talented players to ever step foot on a baseball field. That includes Shohei Ohtani. I'm putting him right up there in his level of talent. But anyway, that's my list. I'll hang up and listen.
Good list. Wow. I guess I'll follow it up. Nick's not really jumping
up.
up.
I would hate to follow that.
Yeah, Nick's not really jumping up to go, so I'll go. Well,
How many cheaters do you have on your list, Kama?
I was like Palmeiro, Giambi, like every one of them. Bonds.
We'll mention we actually alluded to this guy. The name never came up because the name never comes up. I was messing around with. With this for so long, trying to figure out a good honorable mention for this, and I think I drilled it. I'm gonna go with Bert Crook. Bert Crook, anyone? That's the guy who hits the bull. It's the guy who hits the.
You hit the fucking bull.
I give you a gift, and you're gonna show up my pitch and run, dummy. That guy was left-handed.
He was
lefty.
So I went with Bert Crook. He's never seen my speed.
That's your fucking presence with authority.
So that's my honorable mention. I went with Bert Crook. Number 5, I went with Jim Thome.
Nice.
We got to see him play in Baltimore a couple of times. He was fun to watch. He hit some milestones while he was there. And obviously, like, I wasn't really privy. I mean, I should have been, but you guys know I'm not as big into baseball as you guys are. So when he came to Baltimore and, like, I got to, like, learn about his like walk of life through the majors. He was a cool guy to see. Jim Thome was.
I mean, every time the ball touched his bat, regardless of where it was on the bat, it felt like it jumped off his bat and had a chance to go out. He would hit balls off the label that would go to the wall.
Yeah, I believe he has the furthest home run at the Indian Stadium or Guardians, whatever, like Jacobs Field at the time. I think it's something like 500 plus feet to dead center.
Yeah.
Like over everything.
Yeah. There was just insane pop there. I mean, that guy was awesome.
He had the best way to clear his I don't think I've ever seen someone clear their hips as good as Jim Thome did.
But to stay in there, so not like
to stay in and not to be able to hit one dead center.
The oppo,
500 feet.
Like him, his hips were clear. Nomar was one of them. Garrett Anderson's another that they didn't leak, but they were able to clear their hips and stay.
If you watch his swing, it's not necessarily something that you would sit there and go, okay, this is your prototypical, this is kind of what you want. He was just such a freak athlete that like he was open. He was stepping in the bucket pretty much.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like when you start a driver, like when some people start with their left foot open a little bit on their driver to make sure their hips clear. That's kind of almost how he was. Like his hips were so far pointing to right field.
He wasn't leaking.
It wasn't leaking. Yeah, it's pretty incredible. Didn't mean to derail you there.
No, you're fine. It's all good stuff.
Did.
Number 4, you guys might get mad at this one. I'm going Barry Bonds.
I found a way that we can get Bonds and Griffey, and then I give up too much. Don't talk to me, George. Something new. Assistant to general manager.
And I'm not picking him necessarily because of his numbers. I'm picking him because like he was the talk of the town. I think he helped, regardless of how he did it and how he achieved what he achieved. He was fun to watch. He was fun to talk about. I mean, like, again, like I'm not a baseball purist like you guys are. So like Hall of Fame, no Hall of Fame, roids or no roids. I care about if the game's fun. And I feel like Barry Bonds made the game fun to watch. I mean, I want to see guys hitting bombs. I want to see guys hitting newts. I'm not necessarily advocating for the use of PEDs. I'm not necessarily advocating for not to use PEDs. You know what I mean? Yeah, the enhanced game.
About steroids.
Greeny's up for rocket in my butt.
Number 3, Stevie, you had him as an honorable mention. I have him in the upper echelon of my list.
Nixon?
I got the kid. Man. He hit the fucking warehouse. He hit the fucking warehouse. He was fun to watch. He made it cool to wear your hat backwards. Exhibit B.
Surgery Sky.
Yeah,
it's clearly
when he had the
accent.
But yeah, I'm going Ken Griffey Jr. all day. Number 2, boy, I was surprised that he wasn't on your list. Because I if I'm the only one who has him, I'm gonna be shocked.
Nick Markakis.
Give me Freddie Freeman.
Frederick.
Give me
that's a good
Freddie
one.
fucking Freeman, dude.
That is a
The
good
dude's
one.
electric. He's so much fun to watch. Are you
Great
kidding me?
swing. That is a good one.
He was one of the reasons I was so locked into the postseason this year. I mean, everyone talking about like the consecutive games in the postseason where he's hit bombs. Like, sign me up, dude. That's electric. I'm here for it. Give me Freddie fucking Freeman in the 2-hole. And the only other person I would pick better than him, he's a statistical anomaly because he's
Luke Powell.
He's a left-handed batter who had a better average versus lefties than he did versus righties. Give me fucking Ichiro Suzuki, goddammit. Give me Ichiro. Chicks dig guys that can do it all, right? Ichiro could do it all.
Apparently, he was if he decided to be a home run hitter, he could have hit 40 a year.
100%.
Like, that's how good he was. But he decided, I want get on base average, and I want to hit 350. Yeah.
He liked small ball, right? He was fast as shit on the base path. He had a good head between his shoulders. He knew when he could and couldn't go. He's I think
had a rocket for an arm. You don't know what the hell you're doing.
He's a franchise player that is beloved and adored by all franchises, right? He's like, I feel like, I feel like in competitive sports, especially nowadays when like sports franchises are just so polarized and they care about like their franchise player and who they got, right? But I feel like every single person that knows ball will stand up and salute Ichiro Suzuki. No one can say a bad thing about him. Give me Ichiro in the 1-hole. I'll hang up and listen.
So, Kamala, I have a couple Ichiro stats for you. So, First one, I saw this earlier, that in his third game ever, he got a single right in the majors, and that took him to 3 for 10 on the season, 300. From that point on, the rest of his career, his average was never below 300.
That's insane.
Isn't that insane?
That's fucking insane.
That's mythological.
Yes, that's nuts. The other thing, too, at least one time in his career, might have been more than 1 year, he led the league in intentional walks.
A contact hitter getting that's nuts.
That's how good he was at hitting the ball. He's going to get a hit anyway, so we're just going to walk him. He led the league in intentional walks. A guy who he never hit over 20 home runs in a year. And we're going to walk him intentionally because he's that good. He is someone who I think...
I mean, to have over 3,000 hits in the majors when you started as a 27-year-old? That's crazy.
Yes. He's the oldest player ever to reach 3,000 hits. Well, oldest player ever to start his career and get his first career hit and then reach 3,000 hits. Sorry, he started 27. No one's been older. He broke the previous record held by Wade Boggs at 23 years old.
What do you say, Boss Hog?
I mean, honor his memory.
Which brings me to my list, and then my first honorable mention is Boss Hog.
Now, of course Boggs. It is.
I'm surprised you don't have the jersey on.
No shocks there, boys.
Because I wore it a couple weeks ago.
It's a good jersey shirt.
Boss Hogs was a fat redneck from Dukes of Hazzard.
Wade Boggs, the Hall of Fame third baseman. May rest in peace. This honors memory. Was it 100? What's the actual number?
10, I think.
110, 111 beers he drank.
Yeah, that's I think what he was quoted as saying
to Charlie when they were filming that.
Yeah.
So yes, Boss Hog. I want to say 7 batting titles in the 80s. I believe it wasn't in a row, but it was like 1 year in that stretch he didn't win it. So it was like 7 of 8 years or something like that he won a batting title.
Fucking awesome.
And I believe he once said, like they asked him, "Why don't you hit more home runs?" And he was like, "Because I don't want to, but you want me to try." And 1 year he tried to hit home runs. And you look, if you go to his baseball reference page,
280.
No, it didn't though. He still hit 328 with like 28 home runs.
Really?
And it's like one of the best years ever by a third baseman. And he was like, "See, I can hit home runs. I just don't want to fucking hit home runs because I don't care."
Reporter and specifically told him at the end of the season.
Yeah, I'm sure. Other honorable mention is Curtis Granderson. I love the Grandy man.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Can't not like
Granderson. Man.
Yeah, love him. Number 5 is Timmy's favorite player, Paul O'Neill.
Nice. He's got a couple balls on Utah Street.
He once tried to hit 2 home runs in a game for a kid. Didn't pan out.
Counts.
As a triple with an error. But Paul O'Neill, he was the personification of what it meant to be a Yankee. Yeah. Like when you think of what do you want to be, like if you wanted to be a Yankee, what do you want to be as a Yankee? You want to be Paul O'Neill. Like that's what people wanted to be. And now it's like Derek Jeter and Judge. I get it. But Paul O'Neill did all the things that you wanted a Yankee to do. He was selfless as much as, the tirades and all the clips of him destroying shit in the dugout for getting mad. He cared so much about winning that it didn't matter what was happening. And so
it's hard to hit home runs.
Yeah.
Where the hell did you get 2 from?
And he would even get in here anyway. But yeah, Paul O'Neill, batting champ, by the way, has 4 World Series titles. He won 1 with the Reds, and then was it 3 with the Yankees, I believe? Or did he win 4 with the Yankees? Maybe he has 5 World Series. But yeah, Paul O'Neill, awesome. O'Neill Cruz is named after Paul O'Neill, by the way, which I think is very cool. Number 4, he didn't have a good relationship with his father either. That's Chase Utley.
You have any idea how rare that is, D?
Yeah, it's Chase Utley, and that's it. You're going to kiss Chase Utley. No, Chase Utley was awesome. Like the boy said, his very unique follow-through on his swing, very short to the point. And actually, in a lot of ways, was before his time because more and more guys now, like Trout's swing is very short. Mookie Betts' swing is short. A lot of guys are using that, kind of keep your hands in the right place, keep everything tight, get that extension, right? And that keeps it, whereas sometimes when you try to get long, you don't get as much extension because you pull the bat back here.
It would never be
cut
taught
across it
nowadays either.
What?
It would never be taught nowadays. Yeah. But
yeah,
can you think, since his retirement, can you think of a second baseman that's been better than him besides, I guess, Altuve?
Altuve cheated.
I mean,
Kettle One Martini has been very good.
Brian Dozier had a couple good years. 40.
A couple good years,
40,
but
40.
Consistently.
Cano.
He yeah, but I said since Utley's retirement, like Cano was part of that. There's no, I don't know, probably
he's still playing. I thought.
Oh, he's not. I don't know. Maybe since Utley like stopped being on, maybe when he left the Phillies. But the second base position now.
That's always been the case though.
It's always been the case. There was that year, those years of Utley, Dozier, Cano,
Jeff Kent,
Alfonso Soriano when he played second base for a little bit.
Alfonso Soriano.
But there was like
Knobloch.
Yeah, but after that, I mean, it's hard for us to find a second baseman that is as good as Utley.
That's how it's always been. That's how
Dan Uggla.
Yeah, I mean, right? You get these guys who will have like a Brett Boone had an incredible 40 home run year during that time. Like second base has always been kind of that position where it's like, what do we do? I mean, Altuve,
Ketel Marte and Altuve.
Yeah, Ketel Marte is very good, by the way. But yeah, Chase Utley number 4, number 3, Jim Edmonds.
That's a good swing.
What a sweet swing.
Yeah, that's
as
a good
much
one.
as it was an uppercut, he was still going straight to the ball. What a great swing from Jim Edmonds.
He was also on the cover of Slugfest
2004. Yes. Number 2 is the aforementioned Josh Hamilton. I mean, his swing wasn't even really a left-hander's swing. Right? If you flipped him around, that was what you more saw from right-handers. He was actually very level through the zone, but he created such backspin. His hands were so good. He was making perfect contact almost every time. Like you said, boy, there are very few people who've ever played the game of baseball that were as talented or more talented than Josh Hamilton.
The sound from his bat was so different from anyone else.
I can only assume it's what you hear when Judge and Ohtani hit the ball.
Correct.
And that's it. It ends there. Really, there's only a couple guys ever who hit the ball and it sounds like that because he hit it so hard, but he hit it in the perfect spot too. And like I said, his level swing was one of the reasons he was able to have such a high average when he played.
It looked effortless.
I think he won a batting title, I believe.
He hit like 356 one year.
Yes.
Right? It was something absurd.
I believe that might be the exact number, yes. Or en route to an MVP. So Josh Hamilton, number 2. Number 1, I love him. Adam Dunn. I've been such a big proponent that he is so underappreciated. His career, I believe, 462 career home runs from Adam Dunn. If he wanted to, he could have gotten to 500. He gets a bad rap so much because of the defense. And when he went and became a DH with the White Sox, had one of possibly the worst offensive year in the history of baseball for a full-time player. But man, was he at his height so consistent. Like literally it was 260, 40 home runs, 100 RBIs for almost 8 straight years. I brought this up earlier when you talk about it. How many guys in baseball today are going to hit 260 with 40 home runs at the end of the season?
Not
Judge, Maybe
Raleigh.
Cal Raleigh, but he's not even hitting 260.
He's
right?
at 263. I thought
Yeah.
maybe at the All-Star break he was. I don't know what he is now.
So he's got to finish at that high, right? It maybe
And Cal
Schwarber
Raleigh's
was
in
at
MVP
250. Yeah.
candidate.
Yes,
range.
exactly right. Cal Raleigh's MVP. I mean, part of that is because he plays catcher, right?
Yeah, he's like a platinum glove catcher.
Yes, but the point stands that he was so underappreciated because they say, well, defensively this or that and that, and it's like, come on, like the same garbage that they bash Pete Alonso for. I understand that when you look through certain metrics, you go, well, this hurts us, but you also can't replace 260, 40 home runs. You can't replace that with 3 or 4 different people unless you're Billy Bean and pulling and getting Scott Hatteberg to become a first. It's not like people say, oh, well, it could be replaced. It can't, though. It can't. And that's where WAR does become such a kind of sketchy stat is because of that. But yeah,
absolutely
thank you.
nothing.
But no, Adam Dunn, underappreciated in his own time, like all great geniuses are.
By the way, Hamilton, that year, he was not
354?
356. He was 359.
That's
359, 32, and 100.
Insane.
His OPS was just over 1. He didn't walk a lot. He only had 43 walks.
Well,
he also didn't strike out that much.
What I've noticed, remember when we were growing up, they would say walks help your batting average because at the time you're not going to get out. Well, what we've seen recently, I bet if you look at these guys, walks are hurting batting averages because
you're not
you're taking away an opportunity to get a hit. And
correct.
Because so many guys strike out so much, and people are taking close pitches just because they're chancing their percentages about it being called or not, they're striking out more on called strikes. And you're taking like some of these pitches that are close, you can hit it hard. Yeah, I mean, Cal Raleigh did it in the All-Star game, hit a ball that was technically off the plate that normally they would say don't swing at that, but he hit a line drive into right field. Like it.
Yeah. Pete Crow Armstrong is very aggressive. Like it's one of the things that I think hurt me.
Ichiro didn't
when I played was like trying to look for walks because you were the leadoff hitter. You got to get on base. You got to look for like any way to get on a base. And then like playing club baseball in college, I was just let me hunt fastballs and be aggressive, and I was hitting 500.
Yeah, what walks are now hurting guys' averages.
Yeah, I could absolutely see it because you're not being as aggressive.
And a walk doesn't, and because it's not like, oh, well, I'll walk, but then next time I'll get a hit. It's no, you're going to go 0 for 4 with 2 walks or something, right? And so your OPS or your on base percentage, is going to go up, but your average will not go up because of that. And that's too often of what guys are looking for.
Notable omission, Sean Casey.
I thought about him. Yeah, there are a lot of Carlos Delgado. You could say is a notable omission. Todd Helton is one. There's
Daniel Murphy.
Daniel Murphy is another one. Rod Carew. You want to get him in there?
I mean, Tony Gwynn.
Ted exactly.
Williams. I mean, if you want to go through those guys, but I was thinking more of like our era guys. Yeah. Yeah, no, Sean Casey's Mo Vaughn. Right, was Mo Vaughn a lefty?
Yes, he was. All right, that's going to take us to our last segment, What to Look For, brought to you, as always, by VB Cookie Co. Looking for the perfect way to stand out at the next event you're hosting? Well, custom cookies are a timeless way to have everyone still buzzing even after they leave. Look no further for your cookie needs than VB Cookie Co. Follow them on Instagram at VB Cookie Co. and message them to order yours today. Whether it is a bridal shower, birthday, engagement, or baby shower, their team will work with you to make all your cookie dreams come true. VB Cookie Co. for the sweetest moments. They'll give us something to look for this weekend.
The 3M Open at TPC Twin Cities. Like we talked about for a good chunk of tonight. Golf results are going to matter leading up to the Ryder Cup. And this is not a signature event, so there's a good chance that there are some guys who choose to take this weekend off as they transition from the UK back to the States. So there's a good chance that the field is a little thin, but that just means the door's open for some other people. So I'm probably going to be locked into the 3M Open starting on Thursday, rolling through the weekend. That's what I'm looking forward to.
We are in the dog days of summer in baseball, and we got the trade deadline coming up. This is where you're going to see teams separate themselves, separate the wheat from the chaff.
Just like the Orioles.
Chaff. We're all chaff.
They're fucking chaff as fuck.
But
don't touch my fucking Percocets.
We are aggressive sellers.
Yeah, you're going to see the sellers and the buyers make some moves here in the next week or so, and it's going to be fun. And you're going to see some teams start to take off and really really separate themselves. By the way, I believe Milwaukee, Chicago, and Detroit are all like either tied or within one game of each other for the best record in MLB. Who had that on their bingo card?
Well, Milwaukee every year, for whatever metrics reason, is always rated poorly to start the year.
They apparently have, like, if you look at their statistics, like hitting wise or whatever, they're last in like every category.
They always
like
win.
Hard hit rate, home runs.
When's the last
extra
time,
base hits, whatever it is? It's like they're last or second to last.
When's the last time that they didn't make the playoffs?
It's a good question, but I mean, it's kind of funny that like Council was the coach for a lot of that, and now he's with Chicago.
Pat Murphy's doing a great
job.
coach.
Yeah, yeah, and I really like the way the Brewers are built because it's speed kills, right? Their lineup it's all speed guys. They put the ball in play and go. Bryce Terang is awesome.
Out of lefties.
Yeah. Yeah, again, speed.
But then they have the one righty in Jackson Churio with speed as well. So yeah, no, they should always scare teams, but I don't know if they have enough.
Go. I'm interested to see who gets Eugenio Suarez.
It almost feels like the Yankees have to.
There's a few teams that are really looking
but like
for this.
We've talked about this before. Gosh, how many guys on the Yankees are going to finish the season hitting over 250?
Is Suarez even hitting over 250?
It doesn't matter. He's hitting 30 some home runs. But
the
other guys on the Yankees are hitting like 240 with 12 home runs. You know, so you have Judge hitting 350, 360, and he still needs help. Bellinger, I think, has raised his average quite a bit. Goldschmidt's still not really doing that great. He needs help, and Suarez can help at a position of need for them. For me, I got a couple things. The ISPS Honda Women's Scottish Open. This is the precursor. Next weekend is the AIG Women's Open over there, and I think Royal Porthcrawl. It's a very tongue-twisty name. So the Scottish Open, that should be fun to watch this weekend. The Blue Jays at Tigers series, 2 division leaders. That should be fun to watch. And the Brickyard 400 at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, NASCAR.
Border Brawl, Detroit, Toronto. They're right there.
Yes, they are. I know they are. Toronto's a little, it's not like it's right on the board. You got to drive a little bit. But yes, there's a bridge connecting Detroit to Canada that would take you right up to Toronto.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Didn't catch the Leafs game? See Beaujolais win 5-1.
No, please and thank you for the donut. No, nothing else from me, Nick.
I'm good.
All right, sounds good. So that's going to do it for us here at What Caught My Eye, or WCME Sports. For the man, Stephen Comlo, and the boy, Steve Vesci, I am the coach, Nick Vesci. Before we sign off, make sure you follow us on all of our social media on X, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, TikTok, Snapchat, Threads at WCME_sports. Just, reminding you to be decent to each other, have a good one, and we will see you next time. Take care, Guatemala.